and resurrection. There is the story of the soul that dies in the body, or enters into a state of generation, or as Plato says, the body is the sepulcher of the soul. And this same thought he expresses again where he says that the soul is contained within the body, as the oyster is contained within its shell. That the body, therefore, is a kind of grave into which the soul dies, and that this death we call birth. For the real physical birth of man is nothing more or less than the descent of the soul into the state of obscuration, and that with the birth of the body, the soul passes into sleep. Also, that the soul returns, according to the Platonists, to this world for a particular experience purpose, namely retribution. That it is here that the soul must experience the consequences of its own irrational instincts and appetites. And because this is the place where what we do returns to us in the term of consequence, this is properly called Hades, or the land of Dis, or death. And actually, this is the perdition which was symbolically blazed by the ancients. The place of our own inevitable compensations, where we must reap as we have sown. The soul then, coming into obscuration and being born into the material world, passes into sleep, drinks of the waters of Lethe, and remains unconscious of its own state until it is gradually released through the growth of body, achieving its principal impulse toward release at the time of adolescence, where it becomes the unseasoned and unrealistic ruler of the growing personality, presenting the life often with excessive problems. This soul going on through material life, comparatively neglected by the individual, grows only by such accidents and incidents as it can define or discover for itself. Only one person in 100,000, perhaps, would actually make a conscious provision for the improvement of his soul. The soul grows merely because man experiences. And man's experience growth is also because the soul does grow. So by whatever means possible, without intent or plan or purpose, the soul gains certain experiences. It also passes through certain suffering and misfortune, and finally comes to the maturity of itself within body, according to whatever advantages or disadvantages have been available to it. Because it has never received any actual cultivation, the evolution of the soul is not rapid in the life of the average person. And while his body passes through many stages of maturity and age, the soul very often never passes beyond the state of adolescence. This means that the normal maturity man needs for his security is not always, in fact seldom, available to him.